Hello, and for those of you who don't know her, I'd like to introduce to you my lovely roommates of 4 years. The roommates from the lesser parts of California, if I like to say so myself, the northern parts. Amelia is currently the captain of CG Sabre team, honoring and honors in science because she cares about the environment, and is challenging herself by learning how to pole vault this spring. No broken bones. Let's go. So, please give it up for Amelia Leeman.
Thanks for that great speech, Giselle, besides the diss at California. So the title of, where did that, there we go. The title of my Ego Talks is Mind, Body, and Spirit, the education of an eating disorder. Coming to Culver as a small, chubby freshman, I remember looking around at all these kids and feeling so inadequate. And I'm not the only one. 7 out of 10 girls believe that they are not attractive enough. 75% of girls with low self-esteem reported engaging in negative activities like cutting, bullying, smoking, drinking, or disordered eating. Girls are developing lower self-esteem earlier in life due to a lie that is portrayed that one must be attractive to be worthy. But it's not only girls who feel this pressure to be attractive. 40% of middle school boys regularly exercise with the goal of increasing muscle mass. 38% of boys reported using protein supplements from middle school to high school. And 6% admitted to experimenting with steroids. We see this at Culver. Walk into the gym. You'll see freshman boys over-exercising, feeling the pressure to be attractive, to be fit, to be what they believe is healthy. Yet they don't know that over-exercising and intense exercise at a young age can weaken your bones and cause injuries to occur frequently. So why do teen boys and teen girls who have barely begun to develop feel so much pressure to be attractive and associate muscle mass or skinniness with the epitome of fitness and health? This is where the importance of health education comes in. Health education is an opportunity to teach kids like myself and the ones in this room what a healthy me is supposed to look like. Well, I believe health education did a great job educating me about bloodborne pathogens and different types of mental illnesses. The education system generally fails when it comes to individual health. I never learned the importance of having fat on my body. I never learned that muscle definition doesn't mean strength. Most health education systems prolong the lies that society portrays as healthy traits. That one must be skinny and or lean to be attractive, but also healthy. I remember in my sophomore year having to calculate my BMI because it's a great way to see how healthy I am. But in actuality, it shows nothing about how healthy I am as an individual. For those who don't know what BMI is, it's a supposed method that determines a person's body fat percentage by taking into account one's height. It was never meant to be used on an individual level. Its only purpose was to figure out a large populations of people if they're in the healthy range. This is because BMI penalizes people for having greater muscle mass. If you don't believe me, take a look at Muhammad Ali in his prime. His BMI was 25.7, and his classification would be overweight. Sorry. Yet, in this class, I was not only supposed to calculate my BMI to see if I was healthy, but also convert it into a color. Am I green, red, or yellow? How demoralizing is that for a student that a 0.1 difference is the change between healthy and overweight? And then we take it one step further to determine whether I am green yellow, or red for health. At that time, I was 15, and most other students in that class were 14 to 16. We weren't even adults yet. We hadn't finished going through puberty. Our bodies were and are going through many changes outside of our control. Yet health class doesn't teach us about the extreme weight fluctuation of teens. Society and health classes make us believe that the way that we look is 100% in our control, which is a complete lie. So why do we keep portraying it and shaming people for the way they look? Because even if you believe someone is healthy, even if their numbers seem healthy, they may not be. During my sophomore year, I was in the green zone. I was eating less than 1,220 calories a day. To put that into perspective, a toddler is supposed to eat 1,000 to 4,000 calories, 1,400 calories a day. I was an athlete, going through puberty, and attending classes on less than the recommended calories for a toddler. And my health class told me it was okay, that I was in the green zone, that I was healthy because my BMI was 0.4 above underweight. Health is more than a number on a scale. Health is more than what you look like in a mirror. A healthy body for yourself is one that cannot be told by a number on a scale or a BMI calculator. Healthy is how you treat your body mentally and physically. And this is something that took me long to learn. And the greatest enemy to this is shame. Yet in my health classes and my senior health class, we have students watch videos such as Super Size Me, which is a documentary that basically shames people for the way they look. They have students track everything they eat to see if they're eating too much sugar one day or too much fat another. This is where many eating disorders begin. This is when student self-worth begins to drop. When not only our social norms teach us to feel bad for not being skinny enough or lean enough, but when our classes make us feel shameful for eating a cookie on a bad day. This creates students to develop unhealthy relationships with their food and the ways they cope. There are many different types of disorders that students can develop from these unhealthy habits, such as anorexia to exercise addiction, but they all follow the cycle of guilt. The cycle of guilt is the reason why people repeatedly harm themselves in this way. When people begin to feel shame for their actions, they become increasingly stressed and search for any form of comfort. From starving themselves to excessive workouts, they are searching for relief, but the relief doesn't last long. Students are developing a short-term but deadly solution to cope with the shame and guilt that societies and health classes make them feel. The only way to break this cycle of guilt is to relieve people of their shame. Yet our education system continues to shame these people who don't meet the societal standards of beauty and which they eventually portray as the healthy physique. If nothing changes about our health education system in America or at Culver, these problems will continue to harm students' spirits, bodies, and minds. When one is not taking care of their body, when one lacks the amount of food and therefore energy, it affects the ability to think. It can affect students' academic success. Mind fog is a type of cognitive fatigue, and it creates a cloudy condition in your brain. Mind fog reduces people's ability to store new or recall old information. It partially impairs the student's understanding of language, and it makes people lose the ability to make calculations and resolve problems quickly. And eating disorders can cause mind fog, because not only when you lack the energy, you not only lack the energy when you're having an eating disorder, but all you can think about are food and exercise. Students are requiring a worse education not only in their health class, but over their entire high school career because they are obsessed with the idea that attraction is equal to worthiness. Health classes should not be about tracking the minute detail of everything we eat, but making us more aware of the importance of feeling physically and mentally well. Health classes should teach students the importance of having fat on their body, and that there is such a thing as overexercising, instead of having me run the mile and compare myself to my peers and world averages. Health classes should teach students recipes and ways to enjoy nutritious foods instead of making us feel so scared to cook with oil. Health classes should teach students that healthy looks different for everyone. Thank you.